Florida prepares for largest evacuation since Irma as Hurricane Milton.
Forecast a dangerous storm heading toward Florida. They just still recover from the previous storms a couple weeks ago.
You know, it's unfortunate that sometimes, some years, these things happen where you get a storm once and then you get the second storm. Well, in this case, Florida had its storm a week or two ago when they dealt with Helene, but this one is possibly going to be worse, just from a perspective of where it's going to make landfall. Much more of a population center near Tampa Bay. This is the satellite presentation this morning. I think we have a major hurricane on our hands. I'm going to see if the National Hurricane Center updates these numbers. As of 4 a.m., they were 972 with the pressure, 100 miles per hour winds. The hurricane hunters just flew through the center for the first time. They found the pressures down into the 950s. So obviously they were underestimating that pressure drop. It's not that it strengthened that much in 2 hours. It's just the satellite presentation overnight has improved dramatically, and we did not have a hurricane hunter in the storm overnight. The good news is it's drifting a little south of due east. You can almost see that drift south of due east. Maybe we can get this thing close enough to the northern tip of the Yucatan to possibly disrupt its circulation just a tad. It's going to be a close approach to the Yucatan down south, but this is likely going to strengthen into a Category 4. I would not be shocked if this tried to make a run at a Cat 5 for a period of time. When you have a pinhole eye, when the eye is very small like it is, that means you're tight. Okay, the circulation is tight, just like a ice skater when they tighten their arms, when they pull their arms in, they can spin a lot faster. Hurricanes can spin a lot faster when they have those tight cores. But then as we get this closer to the coastline, there should be some weakening as it moves towards the north and west, or north and east, and gets into the Florida Peninsula. It's not going to matter much, though, because at that point, you're going to have a Cat 4 surge building up, and that surge of water is going to go pouring into the entire west coast of Florida. Likely going to see the record surge from many sites from Tampa down south towards Fort Myers. For us, we're getting a front along the northern Gulf Coast. We're getting nice weather. This storm is riding that front from west east. That's why it's such a weird track for the Gulf. And then you see how it expands in size as it gets closer to the coastline. That's probably weakening that's going on, but with that expansion in size means the wind field is growing in size, and so the wind impacts and the surge impacts will most likely be greater with a growing in size storm as it gets to that coastline. You almost can notice how the purplish area starts to expand the whole coast, and there is a huge difference for Tampa Bay, whether this goes just north of Tampa Bay near Clearwater or whether it goes just south of Tampa Bay near Bradenton. The difference is dramatic. The difference is whether you get 12, 15 feet of water compared to 1 to 2 feet of water. That is the change that you get, whether it goes one side of that bay entrance or the other side. One way or another, somebody along the west coast of Florida is going to deal with a major hurricane making landfall sometime Wednesday night into Thursday morning. This model doesn't go far enough out. I would show it to you progressing inland, but it doesn't go that far out just yet. It will later today. Of a place, if you're trying to go to Disney World this week, this could come right over them too. So inland impacts from a wind perspective, power outage perspective.
I don't know who'd be going to Disney this week.
Dramatic across all of Central Florida. For us, sunny skies, not a cloud to be found over the next.
Pray for us.